Hi, it's Susan. Good to be with you here on Wednesday for the gift of stillness. I gave a little heads up in the group tonight that I wanted to talk tonight about fears. Because fears are something that, whether we realize it or not, are something that unbelievably control our lives. And I had a conversation with someone yesterday about this very topic. And it's not necessarily what I'm not talking about. Okay, let's say this differently. What I'm not talking about is fear of horror movies or fear of scary pictures or anything like that. I'm talking about fears that we have of stepping out of our comfort zone, stepping out of places that we are used to, stepping out beyond boundaries or habits or following rules that we think we have to, or just those type of fears that maybe hold us back, fears that keep us from following dreams or maybe being who we truly are. And I realized through this conversation that I had with my friend yesterday that I had been holding myself back because of fear. And my fears were making me doubt my own capabilities and my own skills. And hi Kimberly, I was becoming less than what I really could be. And I realized that in my own life, it was holding me back from following dreams and from being what I really wanted to be and what I really wanted to do. And whether or not that means opening up your own business or, I don't know, taking a cross-country trip all by yourself or quitting a job that you really don't like, or it could be a whole variety of things, but there's a fear that's holding you back for whatever it is, whether you're a rule follower or whether you're somebody who just is a people pleaser and you just can't step beyond that. And there's only one thing that I can say about that in my own experience, and that is that you just have to do it. You just have to move beyond it, and you just have to take that step, and you just have to go. And it can be scary as hell. And you may feel like, oh my God, I can't do this. But in reality, yes, you can. And the only way that you can move beyond that fear is if you take that step and have the courage to do it. And so tonight I'm focusing on ways to help you find that courage, to have that grit inside of you, to move beyond your fears, to step out, to follow your dream, to follow your heart, to listen to your inner desire, whatever that may be, and to take that step. So tonight's practice is about letting go of fears and finding courage. And I made a crystal grid. Unfortunately, it's on the floor, and so I can't really lift it or show it to you, and I don't want to move this camera. So I took a photo of it on my iPad, and so I'm just gonna go grab my iPad. Which is charging, unfortunately, but I have it here to show you. So this crystal grid, you can make yourself if you have crystals, but I have this here, and I'm going to leave this here until the next gift of stillness, so that the energy is going out for all of you who are watching tonight. And this is in the center. The center stone is rose quartz. Then it's surrounded with blue lace agate, black obsidian, and then crystal quartz points. And this is a crystal grid to help alleviate fears. So I will have this here set up to help alleviate fears for our group. And then also, for those of you that use essential oils, there are some essential oils that you can use. You can diffuse or you can use topically for alleviating fears. Again, the master oil of all is lavender. You can always use that. It's a master oil. Another one is Valor. Valor is made with spruce, rosewood, and it also has frankincense in it. It's a nice earthy fragrance. Peace and Calming. Peace and Calming has a lighter fragrance, has citrus and cinnamon in it, and chamomile, and lang yang. I never know how to pronounce that. And then Stress Away, one of my very favorites. I sometimes wear this as actually a fragrance. I just love it. It's got lavender and lime and vanilla in it. I just really love that one. Again, these are all diffusible, or and you can make nice blends with them as a roll-on, or you can just wear them topically individually if you like. Hi, gal. So again, for those of you joining, tonight's topic is alleviating fears and finding courage, because fears are something that hold us back in our lives. Fears of stepping out, following your dreams, whether your dream be, again, taking a cross-country trip, or buying a home that you just never thought you could, or quitting a job you hate, a whole bunch of things. You know what your dream is, you know what your passion is, you know what your heart really desires, but sometimes there's this fear that holds us back. So tonight we're talking about fears and finding courage, and that's what our practice is tonight. So our yin yoga poses are all about alleviating fears, and the oils that I talked about are alleviating fears and finding courage. And then that grid that I showed you the photo of is also about alleviating fears. And you can go back into the feed if you missed it and take a look at it. But that grid will be here in my office for the next 2 weeks until we meet again. So let's get started with our practice, and we will begin. I'm going to go move back to my mat. We're going to begin in butterfly. I think I'd like to start in reclined butterfly because that's a little bit more peaceful and rejuvenating for us tonight, okay? So I'm just going to go plug my iPad back in because I've got a low battery. And if you have a pillow or a bolster, that would be great for you to use. So recline butterfly. You're going to bring the soles of your feet together. If you need to support your knees with, if you have blocks, again, you can buy these really inexpensively at TJ Maxx or Kohl's or someplace like that. You can put blocks underneath your knees if you need support there. But you're going to bring the soles of your feet together, and then you're going to have either a pillow or a bolster. You might need 2 pillows in this instance, because we're going to recline all the way back. So the first pillow is aligned with your sacrum, and then you're just going to come back onto your elbows, and then bring yourself back, keeping the soles of your feet together. Again, if you need something to support your knees, use that. And then have your arms by your side. You can have your palms up or down. It really is what feels comfortable for you in this particular instance. I try to recommend the palms up because it brings a different flexion to the shoulders. And we always have our shoulders like this because we're on our computers or our iPads or something. So I recommend palms up. We're going to be here for about 3 minutes. Now very slowly, use your hands to move your legs together, keeping your feet flat on the floor. And now lower your legs onto your mat. Bring your arms back down to your side and just rest a moment. Now slowly bring yourself up onto your elbows, up into a seated position. You can keep the pillows or bolster or whatever you have nearby if you need it, or them. And we're going to move into dragonfly. So you'll sit on your mat, wide-legged. You want to feel a nice stretch in the inner thigh. Okay, you don't want any pain in the knees. We're going to fold forward. Now the whole concept in yin yoga, I don't know if anybody is brand new to yin yoga, it's sort of like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. You try to find the place in the pose that's just right. You do want to feel sensation, but you don't want to go fully into the pose where you're unable to hold it for at least 3 minutes. Some poses are held for 5 to 10 minutes. Not in this class, but in some classes. So you need to be able to maintain the pose in stillness for at least 3 minutes. So if you go full on board, and you're really stretching and straining, sometimes you're not able to hold that pose for 3 minutes. Yin yoga is all about your ligaments, your tendons, your fascia, your joints, whereas yang yoga is more about your muscles. So there's a difference there. And in order for us to get into the deep tissue, we need to hold the poses longer. So when you're going into a pose like this, you find a place where you feel sensation, and you're going to drop down into that pose. You may need props. I'm using pillows here. I'm going to fold forward, but I'm not going to reach all the way down to the floor because I can't hold that for 3 minutes. And there's no shame in that. You just do what feels right for your muscles and your pose for the 3 minutes, because you do not want pain. You want sensation, you want to work the fascia and the tendons and the ligaments, but you don't want pain. All right. So, again, you want sensation in the inner thigh. You may even feel it in your glutes. And then we're going to fold forward. This is dragonfly. We're going to hold this for 3 minutes. Relax the head, relax the neck. right, slowly bring yourself up. And you can move your pillows away. Bring your legs together slowly. Shake them out. And then just give them a little massage, up and down. Good. Another shake. Typically, we hold a lot of anger in our hips. And anger often comes from fear. So a great way to work out your anger is fire log. Now, fire log can be a little tricky for some people who have tight hips, and tight hips come from anger and frustration, which again can come from fear. So I will show you fire log, which is, this is traditional fire log. A lot of people can't get into this position. Some people can, well, I don't even know how to do a some people can do like this, and that's okay. Some people have to do this, and that's okay, because people have a lot of tightness in their hips, especially runners. So what I want you to do is just find the best way that you can get into this pose with the right leg on top. All right, whether it be like this, or like if it looks like this, that's perfectly okay. You may need to support your knees with blocks, or use your pillows if you have them still handy. But I want the right leg over the left. There's a nice hip opener, if that makes sense. But anyway, this is to help loosen up the pelvic area. All right, nice straight spine. Let me get my timer here. Okay, so now we're gonna take a nice deep breath, and you may want a pillow in front of you. Take a deep breath, and we're gonna exhale and just fold forward. Relax the head, relax the neck. If you need 2 pillows, that's fine. We're gonna hold this for 3 minutes. And then, unfortunately, we're gonna switch legs and do the other side. Unfortunately, if you don't like this pose. I love this pose. slowly push yourself back up to sitting. And then unwrap your legs. And if it feels good, just sort of massage them again. And now we're going to do fire log with the left leg on top. Bend the right, left leg on top. And again, whatever works for you. You may look like this, that's okay. It may look like this, and that's okay. You may have to have one leg out, that's okay. But if you're able to get into more of the full position, it should look, or it would look, something like this. And then if you are comfortable with pillows here, that's fine. Or a bolster. All right, nice deep breath, exhale down. And try to relax if you feel yourself clenching your jaw, or I don't know, your toes are curled or your fingers are tight. Relax them. right, slowly bring yourself back up to sitting. And if you're using a pillow or two, you can move those away, straighten your legs, and shake them out. And again, give them a little tap, a little massage, up and down the thighs, calves. From here, we're going to move into melting heart. So you'll need to get onto all fours on your mat. And while we're here, if you'd like to do a couple of cat-cows, that's perfectly okay. That way you stretch out your spine a little bit. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. This is so good for your spine. All right, come back to neutral. And then bring your hands forward, sort of to the outer edges of your mat. You may need to adjust. You'll figure it out as you come down, but basically we're going to come down, sort of onto the third eye, drop your chest, leaving your booty up in the air. In Yang Yoga, this is called Puppy Dog. In Yin Yoga, this is called Melting Heart. It's a fantastic shoulder stretch, spinal stretch. I'm going to be here for 3 minutes. So make sure that you're not overdoing it. Find that Goldilocks place for your stretch here. If it becomes too intense, you can always drop the elbows to the mat. Slowly lift yourself back up to all fours. Let's do another couple of cat-cows. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Come back to neutral. And then let yourself down onto your belly on your mat. Rest your head on your folded arms, your hands. Shake out your glutes a little bit. Roll them from side to side. And then just rest. Slowly bring yourself back up to all fours. And now we're going to move into swan, which many of you know as pigeon. So you bring your right leg forward with a bended knee. Left leg is straight back. Now, some of you may want a pillow or a block underneath that right hip. And then you're just going to come down either onto your elbows, or you can come down onto your head, or you can use a pillow. Whatever feels right for you in this particular pose, so that you are getting sensation in the glute, the groin. You want to feel that, but you want to be able to hold it for 3 minutes. Slowly lift yourself up onto your elbows. If you're using a pillow, you can push that away. And then bring yourself up onto your hands. You can bring that right leg back so that you're on all fours now. Let's do another few cat-cows here. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. And then bring yourself back to neutral. Now we're going to bring that left leg forward with the knee bent across the mat. The right leg goes long behind you. Again, if you need a pillow or a block underneath that left hip, the left glute, to support you. You can come down on your elbows. You can use a pillow if you need a little extra support. Move down like that. Or like this. Wherever you're still feeling sensation in the glute area, in the groin area, that you're able to hold for about 3 minutes. Slowly bring yourself back up onto your elbows. If you're using a pillow, you can push that away. Bring yourself up onto your arms. We're going to move that left leg back carefully. So now that you're on all fours, and now bring yourself down onto your belly. Fold your arms and rest your head on your hands and turn your head in the opposite direction that you had it the first time. Bring yourself back up onto all fours. And now we'll come into child's pose. So your knees are mat width. Your toes are touching. You're going to come back and sit on your heels. Now for this, you can use a bolster or your pillow or whatever brings you the right sensation for this pose. You're going to come forward, bring your chest down to the mat, your third eye down to the mat, your arms stretched out over your head. We're stretching our shoulder, our spine. You may feel this in the glutes, the thighs. Slowly push yourself back up onto your knees. And then bring yourself to easy seat. So you'll be sitting with your legs kind of crossed comfortably, easy seat. I'm going to do a spinal twist. So you will bring your right hand to your left knee. The left hand goes behind you. Nice straight spine. You're twisting from the torso. Your drishti or your gaze can be either to the left, or it can be forward, or you can look to the right. Bring yourself back to center. And now whatever leg is on top, I'd like you to switch that to the bottom. Okay? So, yeah. confusing. There we go. All right. And now we're going to twist in the opposite direction. So the left hand goes on the right knee. Your spine is nice and straight. The right arm goes behind you. You're twisting your torso. And again, your drishti, your gaze, can either be to the right, can be forward, or you can go left. Bring yourself back to center. Stretch out your legs, shake them. And again, give them a little tap all the way up and down, inside, outside. Good. And it's time to find your Shavasana. So stretch out on your mat, on your back. If you have a bolster, you might want to put that underneath your knees. Let's see, I'll show you. You can get these on Amazon. They're not terribly expensive. And sometimes you also can find these, if you're lucky, you might be able to find one at TJ Maxx or Kohl's or someplace like that, or at Dick's, some sporting store. But I think Amazon's the best place. So you can use a bolster underneath your knees for Shavasana if you like that. A blanket over your pelvic area for grounding is great to help you with fears and anger. If you don't like a bolster underneath your knees, that's perfectly okay. Stretch out your legs. Want them distance maybe about, I don't know, 18 inches, 2 feet. Whatever's comfortable, feels good for you and your Shavasana. Your arms are away from your side, palms up. If you want a little neck support, you can roll up a little towel or a blanket underneath your head, put it underneath your neck. Some people like to put a blanket over their entire body and warm up. This is your time to leave behind what no longer serves you. And since tonight's focus is fear, let's let go of fears, because fears no longer serve us. Fears hold us back. Fears deny us of our freedom, of our dreams, of our possibility. They deny us of our authenticity. During your Shavasana tonight, focus on courage. Focus on taking steps, even if they're baby steps. Focus on moving forward, letting go of your fears. Take a nice deep breath and sigh it out. Bring some movement into your fingers and your toes. Bring your awareness back to the space where you are. Stretch your arms over your head. Stretch your legs. Bring your knees into your chest. Rock your sacrum, giving yourself a little massage. Drop your feet onto the mat and roll over onto your side, resting your head on your arms in a fetal position. And then using your breath and your arms, push yourself back up to a nice easy seat. Keeping your eyes softly closed, bring your hands to your heart. We all have fears. It's so natural. It's part of us as we grow up. We learn the rules. Some people like us, some people don't. We try to fit in. Am I good enough? Will somebody like me? All these things and so much more. We become people pleasers. We become procrastinators. We become rule followers. And all of these things build a fence around us. That keep us locked inside. Sometimes we don't recognize it. Sometimes we get frustrated and angry because of it. Sometimes we get depressed. We lose hope. And yet the only person that can change it is you, me, ourselves. We have to recognize it. And we have to have courage. And we have to open the gate to that fence and step out. We have to be brave. We have to let go of fear and live our courageous, authentic life. That's what I wish for you. I wish you your courageous, authentic life, because that's what we all deserve. Nothing less. Open your gate and step out. Follow your dreams, whatever they are. I wish you peace. I wish you joy. Namaste. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here with me tonight. I don't know if I've run over, I don't know what time it is, but I just want to let you know about a couple of things. If you can stay with me, fine. If you have to go, I understand. But for those of you in the Orlando area, the Claremont, Groveland area, Mineola, this neighborhood, beginning in October, I'm going to be teaching on Wednesday mornings at Unity of Claremont, and also beginning October 26th, I'm going to be at Eve's Garden. She's going to have an open house. I don't know all the details, but follow my Facebook page or Instagram, or go to my website. There'll be more details as I have them. SusanProperYinYoga.com. Instagram is Susan Proper Yoga, and Facebook is Susan Proper Yoga also, and details will be there as they develop. And also don't forget about my Women's Circle of Inspiration on Sunday afternoons each month. And yeah, there's so much going on. I'm so excited. Thank you, everybody, for being so wonderful and joining me tonight. And I will see you in 2 weeks. And don't forget, I have this Fear crystal grid here just for you. And I will be setting intentions with it over the next 2 weeks. And if you have any questions, hey Erica, hey Gina, if you have any questions, just let me know, and shoot me a message or email me, and I'll be happy to share more information about the grid and anything else that you wanted to talk about. But this grid is here, it's for you, and I'm happy to talk with you about it. Okay, thanks, bye, see you in a couple of weeks, bye.